The Ministry of Social Development, in collaboration with UNICEF and a number of other stakeholders, met on Monday to examine Grenada's safety protection system. Chrissy Warren-Charles, Director for Social Development, says the discussion is part of efforts by the ministry to build upon its social protection frameworks and safety nets and develop a coordinated approach to service delivery.
Oftentimes we find that we have a lot of us working in silos. So this very important meeting is to bring all the key stakeholders together, have basic discussions as to what it is that they provide so that all of the resources can be pooled together so that we can have the necessary impact that we want in terms of reaching the most vulnerable. So we're also looking at the legislative reform component of it, because social protection is a right to our citizens. They have a right to access. They have a right to ensure that, their quality of life is at a certain standard.
Warren-Charles said mapping the social protection intervention also formed part of today's exercise, with the end game being the development of a national social protection policy. Their aim is to ensure that no one is left behind.
We're working towards developing our policies, right? So as we go deeper, we'll be doing some more investigations in terms of where we are at, right? And I'm going to be developing our roadmap, to get us where we need to be, because Grenada needs a social protection policy. So we're working assiduously towards that. So that's the end game for today.
One of the ministry's key social partners is UNICEF. Jemiah Wilson, a social policy officer with UNICEF Eastern Caribbean Office, said what stood out for her most was the willingness and commitment of stakeholders. She added that UNICEF is there to provide the necessary support and guide the process.
The UNICEF Eastern Caribbean area, we've been working to actively support the countries within this region, especially Grenada. We've been providing technical support to help with the strengthening of the social protection system. So here today, what we're focused on is really to start a process that will help us to assess the system's strength, to see where the gaps are, where the strengths are as well, so that we know where we can scale up in times of emergency. And we're also doing a legal review to understand the legal framework that backs the system and where we can strengthen it. So for us, this is why we're here. We're doing it for the marginalized, for persons who don't usually have a voice. They are at the center of everything we do, and we have an opportunity to ensure that they can receive the social protection that they deserve. And this is why we do what we do at UNICEF. And we know as well that among the most vulnerable are the children. Your recent poverty report shows that most households below the poverty line, there are a number of children, and we want to make sure that children are well served.
Christina John.